Hey there, my name is LexC, and thank you so much for joining me for another video. In this video, I'm going to be answering a question that someone asked me online. I actually put out a post a couple months ago, I think, on Instagram, asking my followers what kind of videos would they like to see on YouTube, tutorials or, questions getting to know me a little bit better. So somebody asked me the question, how did you get your start in production and engineering? So in this video, I'm going to be answering that question for you. And to make sure that I don't get too long-winded, because sometimes I can be, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. See? Yes. A timer for 10 minutes. And I'm not going to, if I go past it, then I got to wrap it up. So here we go. Time starts now. So the question is, how did you get your start in production and engineering? I have been singing since I was 3 years old, and I've been writing music, writing songs and poems since I was 8 years old. Growing up, I always knew that I really loved to sing, but I didn't necessarily know too much about it, when I was like under 10 years old. It's just something that has always stuck with me. So the only thing about it was I always knew I had the talent, but I never necessarily knew what different paths I could take and how to go about being in the industry at that young age. I just knew that I wanted to sing. But the type of environment that I grew up around, and I'm trying to stay as eloquent as possible, the type of environment that I grew up around, I think a lot of kids in general, parents push their kids to, we're always taught, after middle school, you go to high school, you graduate high school, and then you're going to college. Without even necessarily knowing what you're going to do in college, it's just the mindset that everyone I know has grown up with, has been having that mindset pushed onto us. After high school, you're going to college. Even if we don't necessarily know what we want to do, or we do know what we want to do, and we don't believe that, our parents or other people around us will support us in that decision. So I grew up very much knowing that I love to sing, but also somewhat understanding that it would not necessarily be accepted by my family, because nobody in my family is involved in music as long as I know. So I will be the first generation in my family to be music entertainer, to be within the music industry. And plus my dad is from Jamaica, West Indies parents, island parents. That singing music is not a real job. So you got to find something that's practical. And actually when I was in middle school, was it middle school? Elementary probably, if I can even remember when Legally Blonde came out. But when I was younger, I used to think that I wanted to be a lawyer because of this movie called Legally Blonde, featuring Reese Witherspoon as Elle Woods. That was my favorite movie growing up. And in the movie, she put her mind to being a lawyer, for personal reasons. She was trying to get her boyfriend back, but she put her mind to it and she was able to do it. So I thought, if I put my mind to it, I can do it too. But then I later found out being a lawyer, that's a lot of reading, a lot of litigation, judicial language, stuff that I wasn't willing to learn, and something that I wasn't actually passionate about. The movie just made it look so cool. But anyway, as I said before, music just always stuck with me, even though I didn't necessarily know, or I wasn't necessarily brave enough to say at a young age, this is what I want to do. I think I always mentioned it to my family, my parents, but I was also a really shy kid growing up. So I don't think anyone really took me seriously, because I didn't even like really singing in front of them. Once I started getting a bit older, it was something I kept very much to myself and kept very low key, to the point where I would be in the garage recording albums. But, I was in the garage because I thought nobody could hear me. That was my little space. Little did I know. I'm sure they could very well hear me. But, I just tried to keep it hush hush. But anyway, I said all that to say, I went through a period of time where I wasn't sure. Oh, and someone's about to come in. I wasn't sure that my family would accept it. So it wasn't something that I pursued until I started getting into high school and understanding that, all right, this is something that has stuck with me for so long. Doing a podcast or video. Okay. That was B-Dub. He is a producer here and engineer. Anyway, back to my train of thought. Music is something that's always stuck with me ever since I was younger. However, having grown up with that mindset pushed on me that you have to get a practical job, you have to go to college. I tried in high school to find kind of an in-between. I knew that singing wasn't enough and that I needed to have more or be able to do more. So I started exploring different careers within music. And I ended up finding the Art Institute and then Full Sail University. I actually really wanted to go to Full Sail, but it was more expensive than the Art Institute. And during the time I was living in Savannah, so there was SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design, but they didn't quite have programs that I felt would teach me anything that would be of use until I make it to the level that I'm reaching for. So that was my mindset, basically. That is my mindset. Singing is not enough, so I'm going to learn as much as I can about everything that goes on behind the scenes so I can then work behind the scenes and get to know people within the industry and start to learn how the industry works. And then when my time comes, I can do all this stuff for myself. I'll have the ear for my music because I engineer, I write my own music. Soon I'll be producing my own music as soon as I stop being lazy about it. But my mindset has really just been to learn everything I can that goes on behind the scenes, stuff that's going to help me to be involved in the industry and around industry people. And then once I make it to the level, it can only benefit me from there. So that's how I got into production and engineering. I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta for audio production, and there they taught me how to run the boards, as an engineer behind Pro Tools, how to do live sound, that's live shows, festivals, and theaters, stuff of that nature. Excuse me. How to do post-production so I could edit sound for film and TV shows and even podcasts. How to do radio edits so I could go into radio if I wanted to. So I graduated from there. The studio route has been what I gravitated towards because as a singer and songwriter, I need to be in the studio. I need to know how to record my own music, and that's what I've been doing. I record my own music, write my own music, record myself. I think I said that already, being a little too redundant there, but that's how I got into production and engineering. It's something that I have attached to my passion, and I have found a way to make everything cohesive. It goes together naturally, so why not? And yeah, that is how I got into production and engineering. And thank you so much to Laptop Shouty. He's the one that hooked me up with my MacBook in the background, which fell asleep on me. He's the one that hooked me up with this MacBook. He's also the one who asked this question of how did I get involved in production and engineering. So thank you so much for giving me this topic and allowing me to be more creative and letting me know that you want to get to know me a little bit more. That's really cool. If you liked this video and if you would like to know more about me, or if you have any more questions about my experiences in the music industry so far, my experiences in studios or as an artist, or if you have some questions about how to do certain things in the studio or how to be in the studio, that's exactly what my channel is about. So I'm not only learning along the way, but you're also learning along the way. So if you have any questions, leave a comment down below, or you can send me an email at info@lexcatl.com, and I will answer your questions there, and then I'll turn it into a video. But if you like this video and you want to hear more stuff like this, give me a big thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to subscribe if you would like to hear more content like this, and also hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified each and every time I post a new video. But thank you so much for watching again. My name is LexC. Until next time, peace. Somewhere between psychotic and iconic, somewhere between I want it and I got it, somewhere between I'm sober and I'm living.